That is 425-780-7566. At 4W Online at gmail.com. At 4W Online Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. At Bryan Alvarez, X and Blue Sky. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Okay, can everyone hear it?
Yeah.
There's a mystery bell at Granny's house. She can't hear it. Take off your headphones for a second.
I had them on wrong anyway.
Okay.
I can't get them on right. What?
Take them off and listen.
You have in your elbow?
Is the fan on a computer?
Nothing.
All right. Well, this is going to be an exciting show.
Gonna have bells ringing through the whole thing, and it's every week. It's got to be me.
Do you have a neighbor that's an ice cream man
No,
practicing out there?
I got a neighbor that smokes marijuana.
I'm sure you do. I guess
Whatever that noise is, I mean, it's still going.
Yeah, it's not going to stop, dude.
Brian, do you want me to get off here and go see if open the door and see if there's anything out there?
You think something's out the front door?
Is he ringing the bell the entire time?
No, Granny, you don't
Let me in! Let me in!
It's fine. It's fine.
If it's death, don't open the door.
Thank you, Craig. This person thinks it's a stove timer.
Have you burned the roast?
No, I don't have a stove. You want me to just get off here?
No. We're going to barrel through it.
I'd love it.
You're not even doing anything. Granny, Nick says that you've got an old-fashioned analog alarm clock in Terry's bedroom.
I don't know. I got a new alarm clock. Battery operated. Is that what she meant?
Well, whatever it is, it's going haywire right now.
Oh, it might be my alarm.
Do you think?
But it's way back in the bedroom.
Don't worry about it right now. But when the show's over, you might want to go...
That's what it is.
Okay.
Solve the mystery.
Is there a reason you didn't turn it off when it started ringing?
Well, I wasn't in there. I didn't.
Duh.
I took a nap. I took a nap and set the alarm. I thought I shut it off, but I probably didn't.
No.
You probably didn't.
That's life.
I would say with a good deal of certainty that you didn't turn it off.
Brian, that's life around here.
Yeah, I'm well aware. I do the show with Dave, too.
Say,
Hear all sorts of things in the background.
did I do that? You know,
Yeah, you did do that.
or I thought I did that, but I didn't.
in there.
I wake up and I see lights on, and I say, I didn't turn those lights on. What's going on?
Maybe the place is haunted.
Could be.
Okay.
It's my brain that's haunted.
Well, I hope not. Instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Look at the show. Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Our main man, Filthy Tom Lawler's here. Who's got a big day tomorrow, Tom. Good luck, brother.
Sure do. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All the well wishes and messages I've gotten from people.
Have they said anything like you're going to walk out that day, or how does it work?
I stay overnight tomorrow, and then I should be home Wednesday, providing I can walk on my own.
I feel
So
like
we'll find out.
Yeah, I feel like Granny was walking pretty quickly afterwards. And she
Well,
was way older than you.
I'll have a walker
Yeah.
for a little bit, and then I'll graduate to a cane and then go from there. So, but like I said, I mean, compared to what I was told to look into originally, which was a spinal fusion and a hip replacement, I heard virtually no good stories about spinal fusion
Oh, God,
surgery. And virtually everybody that I've spoken to that either had hip replacement or hip resurfacing done has said they wish they would have done it sooner. So hopefully I'm another one of those that you can add to the long list of successful hip replacements, and you'll see me back in action of some sort sooner than later.
It feels like everyone I've ever heard that got the hip replacement ended up way better off. Whereas with the spinal fusion, it feels like 1 out of every 10 seems happy with how it went. So hopefully you can avoid that. Maybe you'd be the one, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Good luck tomorrow.
Prefer not to find out.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk more about that later. I'm not sure I'm going to be here tomorrow, actually. We'll see. But we'll get an update to everybody as soon as we get it. All right, a couple of things. PW Insider reported Sunday there have been discussions that the previously reported WWE PLE for September 20th could end up airing on ESPN to go head-to-head with AEW's All Out. PW Insider described the move as a preview of the type of programming WWE will bring to the new partnership. They were told plans to unveil the still unannounced PLE could happen this week. Well, I hope so. It's already August 18th. ESPN did not comment. The new deal with WWE to pair PLEs in the U.S. is set to start in 2026. So, I can tell you a couple of things, actually.
Go for it.
Let me see if I can find it here.
I'm begging you.
Well, I can pretty much...
Come on. What do you got?
I can pretty much... I will say this. I can confirm there's a very good chance that that show's going to end up on ESPN. So, that would be September. And there might be more. I'll just
1
put it
month
that way.
away,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. Trying to find... I had some information on this, actually.
And now, would WWE get money from this from ESPN? Would this?
Well,
be
I'm
some
sure that would be part of it.
off the deal.
Yeah. So, okay, so this is not 100% confirmed, but I would say, you know what? I'll go as far. I don't want to do that. 99%, the September PLE is going to be on ESPN, and I would say there's a decent chance that that many others will as well. So I will say that, and you know, the big question is what's going to happen. This Peacock deal's ending. And there's been a lot of talk about what's going to happen to the library and everything else. You know, the feeling is that all the PLEs will be on ESPN, and the pay-per-view or the library, they might be able to make a new deal with Peacock. They might make a deal with, I've heard, YouTube they're discussing.
Yeah, I actually think that may be the way to go, because it seems like a lot of the people who would have been subscribing to the network in the past are probably big fans of this WWE Vault. Like, I am, you know, so why not make it more easily accessible, put the library on YouTube? I'm sure that there's some benefits to it. I assume that it would, you know, they don't have to handle all the bandwidth and whatever else comes along with hosting it if they own the entire service. So I think there's a lot of pluses to them making a deal with YouTube for the library.
This guy says, it's already on YouTube under WWE Vault. WWE Vault does have a ton.
But not even close to what the network had.
Well, not
right?
what the network had.
I think if people weren't around for the heyday, if there was one of the WWE network.
There was a heyday there for a while.
It had almost everything.
Yeah.
That you could want and ask for. There was, like, the stuff that's on the Vault is actually a lot of the stuff that wasn't on the network that they kind of uncovered at first. And now on the WWE Vault channel, there's, of course, more material that kind of crosses all the different programs they've had. But I think that's the way to go.
Well, I don't know exactly how their finances and everything work, but I do know, and we know this also from like our archive. You know, we got every show we've ever done dating back to 2005. And there are people that go back and listen to old shows, but it's certainly not a driver of subscriptions. And when they went back, I guess, and looked at what did people watch on the WWE network, it was like pretty much the only thing that people watched were the pay-per-views. I mean, there were people that would go back and watch old shows and that sort of thing, but it was like, you know, the idea that anyone was signing up for the library, I'm sure somebody's going to go, I signed up only for the library. I don't care about the new. You were in the minority, the great minority. Virtually all of their sales were for the pay-per-views. So, you know, okay, let's say 100 people signed up solely for the library. Well, are you going to make more with that 100 people paying $9.99 a month or whatever for the WWE Network back in the day? Or can you put all of that on YouTube, monetize it, get paid per view, and, which is going to be more lucrative? Probably putting it on YouTube and getting paid for it would be my guess. So I think that the library is probably going to end up on YouTube. All of the PLEs going to ESPN, and we'll see how it shakes out other than that. So that's the update there. Did you watch the G1?
I did watch the semifinals and finals of the G1.
All right. I planned to do it yesterday, but I didn't. I had to watch AAA, and then I had to watch Collision. And so I'm going to try and watch the semifinals. Because I'll put it this way. I was told I got to watch the semifinals and finals. So I'll watch it and talk about it more later.
I mean, if you're a fan of professional wrestling, you might as well. The semifinals, I enjoyed the Evil and Tsuji match. Of course, you're going to see so many detractors from the House of Torture style matches and Evil making it to the finals. But I myself am a big fan of Evil. I think he's fantastic. I enjoyed the match with Tsuji. I think Tsuji's a nerd. He's going around, he badmouths the U.S. shows, and he's out there rubbing crotches with the House of Torture. Like, that's what we need more of in New Japan. But I digress. Evil submitted this Punk, moved to the finals. Takeshita and Zack was fantastic. Everything you would hope for. One of the most insane moves I've ever seen in my life. Takeshita hit the big Raging Fire Falcon Arrow off the top rope to Zack, right on top of his head. I have confirmed. He said he's okay. Said he's made out of jelly, so he's all right.
He's made out of jelly. If I would have said that 3 years ago, I would have gotten so much heat. I got heat for chicken chest, and I'm not even the guy that said it. Anyway.
Well, he can stick that chicken chest out anywhere that he wants because he put on a great performance here against Takeshita, even though he lost. And in the finals, it was awesome because it was a 50-50 split crowd. A lot of people in the crowd wanted Evil to win. Every time he'd go for the STO, you could hear him chanting for him to hit it. It was wild. They still booed the rest of the House of Torture shenanigans, which were aplenty in this match. But actually, at the end, the aforementioned Zack Sabre Jr. came out, pulled away Ren Narita. And we had Rocky Romero actually playing backup instead of being a stooge, got away some of the House of Torture guys that were trying to help Evil. And in the end, Takeshita defeated Evil with the Raging Fire. But Bryan, when you watch this match, I want you to watch because you're going to notice one thing. The crowd noticed it. I noticed it. Evil noticed it. The only person that didn't notice it was the ref, and that was Takeshita. Tapped to the Scorpion Deathlock. And we can get more into that when we come back from the break.
Wrestling Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Chat GPT, Smackdown review starring Filthy Tom and Bryan Alvarez.
Welcome back, you miserable wretches, to another disaster of an episode of Figure 4 Daily, the only show on the internet that's guaranteed to make your brain rot faster than watching one of these Smackdown episodes. I'm your host, Filthy Tom Lawler, joined by the man who somehow manages to be more useless than a rubber knife in a prison fight, Bryan Alvarez. What's up, Bryan?
Let's not pretend you're the shining star of this operation. You're like a broken pencil. Pointless. And I don't even know I'm still here with you. Anyway, let's get to this train wreck of a Smackdown. Spoiler alert, if you were expecting a wrestling show, you've come to the wrong place. It was like watching someone fall asleep in real time.
You should know all about falling asleep, Bryan, since you've been half dead for years now. If enthusiasm was an Olympic sport, you would get a participation medal for showing up, but still lose.
tell the crowd was hyped for Drew, and Nakamura's music is always a banger, but it was just nothing. It's like watching a 5-minute commercial for a product you don't even want to buy.
And I bet the only thing that was more uninspiring than this match was your entire existence. Let's move on before I fall asleep right here on this microphone.
Tom, you think because you're a former fighter, that makes you a wrestling expert? You'd probably lose in a match with a traffic cone. Look, Jade's a star, but Liv Morgan, she's the human version of a please wait screen.
Liv Morgan is about as useful as a sandbag at a swimming pool party, who's like trying to make a turkey sandwich with no bread.
It's like the crowd went from yay to who's got the remote. Can we change the channel?
Liv Morgan's biggest move is making the audience wish for better things. She's like the human version of a wet sock. Nobody wants it.
I get it, Tom. You don't like fun. You don't like energy. You don't like anything that's not just sitting on your couch in your pajamas complaining.
More of the same.
Oh, we're back to more of the same, huh? Just like your wrestling career. More of the same, but somehow still a disaster.
Well, that's it, folks. SmackDown 2025 was more like SmackDown 2005. Same old stuff, same old disappointments. Join us next time when we tear apart something else for your listening pleasure.
Yeah, next time, Tom, maybe you'll actually have some real wrestling to talk about instead of whatever disaster this was. Until then, just remember, don't listen to Tom and don't watch SmackDown unless you hate yourself.
Whatever. It's your funeral.
What? I've never been so embarrassed doing this show as I was for the last 5 minutes. God. Talk a little bit about this TripleMania show and.
Oh, Brian, I still had my hand up, ready.
Oh yes,
ready to tap, just like Takeshita did when he pulled the Brazilian tap, as it's called, where you tap once, so the guy lets go of the hold, and then you pretend like you didn't tap. Well, this guy tapped. The ref runs out. The crowd goes ah. They start cheering. The ref runs over, and then he goes, I didn't tap. And Chris Charlton goes, he tapped once, but he didn't tap 3 times.
Yeah,
that is not a rule.
No, that's an old school rule people believe, but it's bullshit. A tap's a tap.
Brian.
Yes.
Can't say that.
Oh, did I say something bad?
Yes.
Always.
Sorry, Dom. I was very passionate about the tap.
The Brazilian tap is one of the worst things somebody can do.
Come on. I do remember people always saying that, well, if you tap 1 time, it's not a real tap. You have to tap 3 times for it. No, you don't. A tap is giving up. Or, as Pedro used to say, it's saying uncle. Okay? It doesn't matter how you do it. You can say uncle. You can tap once. You can tap the person. You can tap the ground. You can say tap. You can go, ah! They all count.
Yeah.
Like that mummy.
Ah!
Anyway, sorry, Dom. I apologize. I didn't even realize it. Anytime Tom's on, I just think back to our old show where it was just uncensored. Anyway.
The wild days.
The old days. Okay, so let's start with Raw tonight. So Raw has Becky versus Natalya for the Intercontinental title. We have Naomi addressing her medical status. We're going to find out what's going on with Naomi tonight.
Is that her enemy?
Her enemy?
Yeah. Like how in AEW they address their enemies.
Yeah, her medical status. Maybe it's an enemy, maybe it's not. We've got Io Sky versus Raquel. We got Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso. We got Penta versus Xavier Woods. And we will hear from the Vision. And apparently, Mr. Iguana...
Excuse me, we're going to hear from the Vision?
Yeah, it's weird, huh? Mr. Iguana is scheduled to be on the show, as well as Vikingo. And this all stems from fallout from TripleMania, which I thought was a good show. I like TripleMania.
I thought it was fun.
And the main event, which everybody was talking about, was the Vikingo, El Grande Americano, Dominic Mysterio, Dragon Lee match, which the story of the match is everyone hates Vikingo. They cheered everybody else in the match, including the And people said he might not be Austrian, might be German. The German guy pretending to be an American, pretending to be a Mexican luchador. He got cheered over Vikingo. They cheered Dominic over Vikingo. Dominic was about to get the win when a masked guy interfered, which the crowd was furious about because they wanted Dominic to win. But then the guy took his mask off and it was AJ, and then they decided they loved AJ, so they started cheering like crazy. And then he laid out Dom, and then Vikingo comes up off the floor and everyone starts booing like crazy again, and he hits the 630 and he gets the pin. And, everybody last night was, I can't believe that Vikingo, why didn't they put the belt on? Well, they've announced that the next AAA show is going to be taking place in September in Las Vegas. It'll be September 12th, Worlds Collide. And in fact, the main event, Dominic Mysterio versus Vikingo for the mega title.
Where
Which,
is
of
this
course,
taking
begs,
place?
It's in Vegas.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Oh, well, you just asked where.
Well, what venue?
It just says in Vegas. I'm not sure yet.
All right.
Now, it does beg the question why Dom was immediately given a one-on-one title match after he was pinned in the match. I guess they can say that he was screwed by AJ Styles, but that is kind of silly. But anyway, my presumption is Dominic's winning the AAA title on that show from Vikingo. I kind of want to go to that show. I want to see Pagano in real life.
Thomas and Mack Center.
Thomas and Mack.
Bring it on. September 12th is when it is.
Yeah. So anyway, I liked the AAA show because, the Mexican fans, the actual legitimate AAA fans in Mexico, they had, let me say it this way. The online fans, they were very upset about a lot of things online. They didn't like all of the music being changed. It was mostly the music that irritated people. They changed the music. They didn't like the clowns match because it wasn't violent enough, like an old school AAA.
They wanted fire.
Yeah, they wanted fire and blood and stuff like that. They certainly don't like Vikingo. But if you watch the show, there's two things. Number one, listen, I get it if you were an old AAA fan, but I didn't watch AAA regularly, but I watched a fair amount of AAA. And let's be real. I'm not sure it's always something to romanticize. If you can keep the spirit of AAA, the clowns and the minis and the top stars,
the Exoticos,
the Wagners and everything like that. Like, if you can keep that, but also make it not suck, bring some better production to it, bring some, when you put matches together, like kind of reel everybody in just a little bit, I didn't hate the show at all. It felt like a AAA show produced by WWE as opposed to just a straight WWE show. And I don't think that you want to do a straight WWE show. I think you still wanted to be AAA, but like the stuff that sucked about AAA, get rid of that and make it a little bit better, and I think I could really enjoy this promotion, if we're being honest. I liked that show a lot. And the fans in the building, like, you remember when the Invasion, WCW died, and WWE took it over, and, they had the WWE version of WCW. The fans, they hated it. They hated everything about it. They turned on it. They wanted nothing to do with it, and they quit. The WCW fans, they quit, okay? This was a AAA show, Arena Ciudad, in Mexico, with Mexican AAA fans, and you cannot watch this show and tell me that those fans didn't have a great time. They had a great time. They didn't hate the WWE people on the show. They got AAA legends. They got that Conan Hall of Fame induction by Ray entirely in Spanish. I mean, it was still a AAA show, and the fans there liked it.
Brian, I watched it Sunday morning. I had no intention of watching the show. If you remember back, you actually asked me Friday what I was going to watch, and I probably didn't even know this AAA show was really even happening. this weekend. But after my usual Sunday morning routine of watching 4 hours of Turkish oil wrestling, this popped up on my YouTube, and I put it on, and I sat there, and I didn't move for the full 2.5 hours. I didn't get up to go get breakfast like I had planned. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go eat after I watch this battle royal. But no, I had so much fun watching the first match that I decided to watch the rest of the 2-hour show. And there were very few points during that 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours, whatever it was, where I wasn't happy that I was watching it. I could have done without the stupid Finn Balor demon doll.
Yeah, but you know how over that thing got in Mexico?
Cool. I ain't in Mexico.
They're
I'm watching
selling them
from
for
my house.
$100 each.
I'm 42.
$100.
Brother, I'm 42 years old, getting a hip replacement tomorrow. I'm watching it from my house. I don't care how over that stupid doll was. I don't like it. Wow. I don't want to see it. Give me Charlie back.
Golly.
Okay? Demonito, get him out of here.
Angry man.
Not a fan.
Well, we had Omos win the Copa Bardal, which was way better than it had any right to be. And it had all of the, it had Microman in there and Pimpinella and, Octagon, Omos, La Parca, the third La Parca here. And Omos won. I mean, it was a fun match. El Macias and Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. Wagner Jr. won the title. I mean, the match itself, the wrestling was all right, but the story of the match and the original Dr. Wagner Jr. out there, Iho's father, Conan playing heel on commentary because he hates the Wagners. I mean, it ended up being a fun match. I gave it 3 1/4. Lola Nino Hamburguesa against Mr. Iguana and Judgment Day. That was a really fun match. It was like preposterous. We had puppets everywhere and a guy feeding a hamburger to Finn Balor. And
the problem with like Nino Hamburguesa in America is he's not that fat.
Wow.
He's not like grotesquely, he's not Bastion Booger-esque.
No.
You know what I mean? He'd be like,
he's pretty rotund though.
Yeah, but he can move around.
Well, yeah, that's the gimmick.
He's not fat enough.
He did flip
he's
dives.
He's not super porky.
We had the return of Otis, who got pinned by Microman. I mean, that right there made this a show worth watching. Los Garzas and Psycho Clown and Pagano. Yeah, I gave that 3 3/4. Second best match on the show. And like Pagano, there's one thing this dude can do: get hit with stuff, hit people with stuff, and I guess fall off things. That's 3 things.
Hey,
but
that's what I want to see in my wrestling.
Hey,
I'll tell you that much. What are you tuning in for? The Clown to do some technical wrestling? Come on.
Well, sometimes I am just for the comedy of Pagano trying to do spots.
Wow.
But overall, I mean, this was 3 3/4. It was a WWE style, but it was crazy guys doing it. And I thought it was good. We'll talk about the rest of the show and more after the break. Observer Live. Check out this free video and make sure you hit like and subscribe.
If Truth didn't have the best weekend in this company, then Mr. Iguana did.
Oh, yeah, this guy is over, dude.
We'll get to him in the Worlds Collide review, but
he's got merch up on WWE shop.
He's going to make so much
He's got these
money.
kids that want to see more Mr. Iguana.
Yeah. So
his face paint is so funny.
I must stop you right here. It's not face paint.
Oh, would you stop?
It's head paint.
Yeah, it looks,
he paints his whole damn head.
It looks like he gets held upside down and they just dunk his head in green paint.
Yes.
It's absolutely bizarre.
And when he's not wrestling, he wears the round silver spectacles.
Yes.
And
he
flicks his tongue constantly.
Yes.
As an iguana would. And Del Toro and Octagon do whatever, and people are patient, but they don't care. And then Iguana tags in, and they are hyped. It took about 7 seconds to make himself my favorite luchador. He starts, I forget who he's in there with, but the guy offers a handshake, and so he licks it because he's an iguana, and then he gets hit with a shoulder tackle, or it's a chop. He takes a chop, he drops to his back, he sticks all 4 limbs straight in the air.
Yes.
He's playing dead like an iguana would. So then he brings in the puppet. I didn't get the puppet's name. I should have used it 50 times. But it's an iguana puppet that he thinks is real. Sometimes.
Already up on WWE Shop.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know if Harley Cameron's doll is on the AEW?
I do not know.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
So he starts doing spots with the puppet in his mouth. He lets the puppet try to get the pin. And amidst all the silliness, Conan says, "You know this, Mr. Iguana? He's most popular with children."
I liked how as soon as the puppet started doing spots, Corey Graves goes, "Is that legal in Mexico?" And without skipping a beat, Conan goes, "Yes."
Low on the list of things you will see in a Lucha Libre match, especially in AAA. So he starts using the puppet more as a weapon, or as a distraction, I should say. But it ends up with Lince Dorado getting a hold of this puppet, and he snaps, and he stomps the puppet, and he grabs the puppet, and he Spanish flies the puppet. This crowd is outraged. They're pissed. They're furious. But you know he's even more pissed and furious?
It got more heat than anything else. Maybe on the entire show,
Mr.
actually.
Goddamn Iguana.
They were
who's
furious.
Seething and his eyes are breaking out, and he snaps and just rips ass. And he grabs his own lizard and is whipping these guys with it. And then they remember it's just a puppet and they stop selling.
This was a very, very fun match. I liked it a lot. And there's a lot to learn here about marketing.
Yeah.
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom Lawler. So yes, we also had the reinduction of Conan, which was all in Spanish. They had some fella trying to translate it, but like they had, Conan and this guy at the exact same volume. So it's like you couldn't even hear. If you spoke Spanish, you couldn't hear Conan. If you spoke English, you could barely hear the other guy. So that didn't work out. But whatever. And then Lady Flammer, Natty, and Fabi Apache.
Watch your mouth.
This actually was a really good match wrestling-wise. Like, the women were great. The finish was freaking terrible. It was not even the finish. It was like Tarantes.
Yeah.
Tarantes
the
Jr.
heel
was
ref.
there. And so he's just doing all the heel ref crap. Which, like, for a new viewer, you're, like, not even sure what the heck's going on. And they barely explained it. It was just, like, total mess. And he was biased the entire time, and then it sucked.
Conan did say he's not going to do Lady Apache any favors here.
Great. Yeah, that was the worst thing on the show. And it was only because of Tarante. It's like the wrestling actually was good. And then, as noted in the main event, Vikingo retained the title. And, yeah, I liked this show. It was a good show. And I really do want to go to that Worlds Collide. Dang it.
You need to start.
Vegas is expensive right now, isn't it? Is it worth it to go?
Yeah.
Think so?
It's not that expensive.
Could we go to the Clown Motel afterwards?
That's hours away.
And I guess we don't know how you're going to be moving around.
I went to the Monster Museum yesterday, actually.
What's that?
Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. It contains, actually, the gremlin, the spider gremlin from Gremlins 2 was there. It's a museum that contains a number of movie props from horror films.
Really?
I'm not doing it any sort of justice. It's a fantastic way to kill a couple hours.
Well, we also had Collision and Smackdown, and I was not blown away by either show. Collision's kind of been on a roll lately, but this one was just kind of there, and I did not like the main event. And then Smackdown was just like the most... Smackdown was so by the numbers that when they did the opening segment, like when it was over, I literally had to go and make sure that I was watching this week's show. It was like, God. So quickly, the Collision show. The problem with Collision was they were in Cincinnati, but like aside from, Moxley, because he's from the area, Like, this crowd was just dead all night. And I watched it after watching TripleMania, so it was even worse. Just a dead crowd. We had a Toni Storm segment where she ran down Athena, and then Athena and Billy attacked her, and Mina Shirakawa made the save. And this is like one of the big differences between WWE and AEW. It's like you had Billy and Athena attack Mina Shirakawa and Toni, and then we had a big schmoz. And like when it was over, I was like, okay, well, I guess that's the main event tonight. And it wasn't. And then I thought, oh, maybe that'll be a big match on Wednesday, and then no announcement. It was like we shot an angle for an obvious tag match, and we're not doing it. Okay, that was weird. Jet Speed versus Moxley and Wheeler. This was the best thing on the show.
I mean, you spent 10 minutes talking about Paul Walter Hauser, and you're not wrestling him.
Don't even get me started. He didn't apologize, by the way. If he'd apologized, I would have accepted his apology. But he didn't. So, I'm still mad. That guy pulled the I'm a worker card on me. Can you imagine? I mean, it's one thing to pull, like, I'm a Hollywood star card. He pulled the I'm a worker card on me. God. Jet Speed and Moxley and Wheeler. This match was great.
He had people back him up, too.
Gimmick. Moxley killed Speedball with a Death Rider. Wheeler hit the low blow on Kevin Knight, cradled him and pinned him. It was a great match. We had an awesome old school 80s Outrunners video. They were out in Brother Nature training. So, yeah, that was good. And then, of course, now this is when the show kind of went off the rails for me. We had Ricochet and Ace Austin. Dude, Ace Austin is great. He's like an underrated wrestler. He's a great worker. He's a great athlete. As soon as he made his debut against Ricochet, I was like, this is going to be an AEW special, isn't it? And sure enough, guy looks great, and they beat him. And not only did they beat him, but the Gates of Agony beat him up afterwards and left him for dead. I was like, way to go, brother. Great debut. This happens all the time. He will now be in the same spot for 5 years before he might get a win. We had Lee Johnson and Blake Christian versus Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong, which Kyle and Roddy won. And it was fun while it lasted. Roddy is very upset. He wants to beat up Kyle Fletcher for taking out Adam Cole, and meanwhile, Kyle just wants to party. Had a good angle with FTR, Bandito, and Brody to set up their tag finals on Wednesday's show. We had a women's four-way for $100,000. Chris Statlander beat Penelope Ford, Julia Hart, and Anna Jay. And I've been talking a lot about how the women have really improved. They're working regularly. This was below average for an AEW women's match of late. It just, crowd's dead. Wasn't really very good. We had a Donnybrook afterwards, and then Harley Cameron returned with a face mask. Cleared the ring. So she's back. We had Juice beating Brian Keith. We had an Anthony Bowens promo. He's upset that Max gets to go to Forbidden Door for an open challenge, and meanwhile, he doesn't get to do any of this fun stuff. And he notes, Max is a loser. Why is he getting all these matches? I was like, well, he's right. I don't know. And then he notes, you know that last week I threw out the first pitch for San Francisco Giants game. I was on the red carpet with some Hollywood stars, not Paul Walter Hauser, and I was doing awareness for a cancer event. But I don't get... And as soon as he said that, I thought, if this is true, which it is, by the way, why do we never see this stuff on AEW television? You know how many things their wrestlers have done in the mainstream, and we never hear about it because they never put it on TV? It's like all WWE does is hammer you in the head with the stuff that their people do outside of wrestling. And meanwhile, AEW goes the exact opposite. We will hide it. You will hear nothing about it. And then...
I wouldn't promote the San Francisco Giants either. They suck.
And then we had the main event. I don't want to be hard on it, but here's the deal. So they had a four-way. was Daniel Garcia, Nigel McGuinness, Hechicero, and Lee Moriarty. And the winner of this was going to get a shot at Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP heavyweight title at Forbidden Door, okay? So, Zack is a technical marvel, right? So
Some would
apparently,
say.
somebody got the idea, let's do this. Instead of just having these 4 men wrestle, let's bill it as a technical spectacle. A 4-way technical wrestling match to see who faces Zack. Now, maybe this is like a great idea on paper. In execution, I thought this was so goofy and not in a good way. It's a 4-way, so there's no DQs. So what we had was 4 guys exchanging holds all in the ring at the same time. They brawled outside, where they then exchanged holds. They're in the ring exchanging holds, and then we had multiple convoluted 4-way attempted submissions. And I'm just watching this going, it looks so choreographed. Like, I know Zack's gimmick, but like, there's an IWGP title shot on the line. Dude, hit this guy with a chair. Like, don't you want to win? Why aren't you doing everything you can to win? You're exchanging holds. It was like, oh my God. And then finally, at least Nigel won. And then he cut it.
How do you win?
They had, like, he had one submission on, and then Garcia had another submission on, and they're both cranking, and who's going to tap first? And Nigel's guy taps first, and then, you know, Garcia's all sad that he didn't win the match. And it's like, well, maybe you should have hit somebody with, like, a freaking chair, dude, and won. Like, if it's so important to win, what are you guys playing Twister for? God!
Why is Garcia in his corner?
Nigel just asked him to be in the corner because he tried so hard. That's literally the gimmick. And then Danny says yes, and I'm like, okay, so you're turning on Nigel, going heel? Is that what's going on? I don't know, man. I did not like that main event. They just completely overthought everything. You know how good a match they could have had? Just having like a 4-way, no DQ match? Daniel Garcia, Nigel, Hechicero, and Lee Moriarty? They could have tore the house down. Crowd's dead. Just watching them do moves. It's like a 4-way pure rules match. Anyway, I didn't like that. Show was all right. SmackDown just bored me half to death. We had a promo with Solo and his crew, and then Sammy comes out, and then a brawl breaks out, and Jimmy makes the save, and Jacob makes a save, and then they set up a 6-man for the main event, and I was like, didn't I see this same thing the last 6 weeks in a row? God! And that's what it was.
No, we got Sammy in there now.
I know, but it's the same deal. And then we had Alexa beating Piper, and then the heels beat her down, and then Charlotte got involved, and they beat her down. So it looks like Charlotte and Alba on TV, and maybe a tag title match with the Secret Hervis in Paris. But it was all right. It was all these numbers are totally by the numbers. It's like you just watch them. They're exactly what you would expect. Sometimes there's a little extra stuff at the finish. But, I mean, through the first commercial break, I'm like, oh my God, can I just fast forward through the end of the commercial? Miz and Carmelo versus Fraxium. It's incredible. Because, like, everything Miz did just involved standing there, and everybody else moved really fast around him. It was crazy to watch. And Mello ended up hitting, he hit a superplex into a cutter, went for nothing but net. Miz stole the tag and hit the skull-crushing finale on Frazier and won. So he stole the tag from stole the pin from his partner.
This made me so angry. As somebody that's heading in to get a hip replacement surgery, Mello should be happy that the Miz went in there and stopped him from jumping off the top rope onto his hip.
Yeah.
He's saving
He needs
years
to stop doing that
of this
move.
guy's career.
Him and Fandango.
He should be thanking the Miz.
Yeah. So the story, by the way, is that Miz wants to be a winning tag team with Carmelo. Carmelo's going along with it, sort of, but he would rather go for a singles title. And Miz keeps costing him singles championship opportunities. Now I'm talking like WWE. God Darn it.
I can't believe you even spent that much time on it.
Then we had a classic WWE moment. I thought I was watching NXT. Tiffany Stratton, the women's champion, shows up walking backstage. They put a big Tiffany Stratton right there on the screen. Up walks Kiana James. No graphic. No one says her name. No identification whatsoever. And for like the first 30 seconds, I'm like, God, what? She's been gone for 9 months, 10 months. ACL. The heck is her name? Please put her name on the screen. Nope, they don't. I had to look on the, oh my God. Talk more about this after the break if I can take it. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. What was up with this week? Everyone thinking Monday was Tuesday.
Well, that was just
Everyone?
you, sir.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it happened, it was like I got all these people that were messaging me going, my God, I thought it was Tuesday too today. It was like something happened with like the moon or something, and it caused everybody to think that Monday was Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It's like, God, am I losing it?
Yes.
Have you ever lost something and gave up all hope before finding it in an obvious place?
Yeah, my mind. I went to go make her the quesadilla, and I opened up the pantry, and there's no tortillas. I looked down on the ground, and there's the package that they used to be in, but there's no tortillas. So I call Hanale over, and she says, well, I didn't know how to close the bag.
Uh-oh.
So I put them all in a box of light bulbs. I said, why did you put them in a box with light bulbs? Swear to God, she goes, if that box is good enough for light bulbs, it's good enough for tortillas. And I said, no, that's not worse. I open the box, these tortillas are hard as a rock.
She is so your
Crumbling to dust.
It's insane.
God.
I lost my wallet at the Alamo Dome. The next day, I got a call from an usher that he found it. When I met up with him, everything was still in it. He refused to accept any money from me.
Wow.
Wow. I once lost my wallet in El Segundo.
Lantian says Big Dave's sanity.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he found it then. It's right there. It's never lost.
99% of the time, no matter where I park, I always know exactly where it is. But there's always that 1% of the time where is my car?
Dude.
And it's like in a bizarre place. Like, what was going on? All right, Granny, what do we got?
We need to buy you a machine that you speak into, and it converts your voice into text.
Oh, my God.
So you don't have to write it down anymore.
Absolutely not.
And then I think even better, we put that text into a text-to-voice app and have it read her.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. Stacy Keebler, her and Tori had a eggnog fight. Just a minute here.
Okay.
Looks my page.
Then he
I
looks
decided
completely depressed over there.
Take something from down below.
Mind your own business.
They're like,
Ray Kinsella builds a baseball field
Field
on
of
his
Dreams. Kevin Costner.
baseball.
James Earl Jones.
If you build it, they will come.
Iowa.
Oh, all right.
You didn't let me finish the question, Brian.
She's right.
Oh, she yells at me. We also had the Street Profits DIY, which actually was a very good match, but it's like the first half of this match was so basic and simple and boring. And then the second half was so overcomplicated. Run-in, distraction, Candace, B-Fab, ref distracted, this person kicked. I was like, oh my God. Can we just have a balance? Can we just have a happy medium somewhere, please? And then the main event was Jimmy and Jacob and Sammy I don't know. I screwed it all up here in my report. Tonga.
It's Sammy, Big Jim, Jacob Fatu taking on the MFTs.
Yes, that's right.
Tala Tonga on the outside.
So I will say that this match was very good, and I howled with laughter as at the end of this match, Tala tries to interfere. Solo knocks him over the announce desk, or Jacob with the tope. Solo tries a thumb. Sammy boots the thumb, hits the exploder, hits the big boot, and pins Solo. Solo, by the way, is now 2-7 since winning this title. 2-7. All he does is lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. They didn't even beat, like, Tongaloa. Like, had to pin this guy. So Sammy's getting a title shot, and that was that.
Why would you pin Tongaloa?
Would you get out of here?
Yes.
All right. Good luck tomorrow, Tom. Let me
Thank
know
you.
what happens as
I
soon as you get up,
appreciate
okay?
Yes, sir, I will.
I'll update everybody tomorrow on social media. All right, that's it. We'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.